Shalom. I want to give all praise to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation, brothers, hopefully like pushing His word in truth and sincerity. Alright, this video here is respect other men's labors. Okay? And, so I was just thinking about this topic here. When you think about those who basically, talk shit about you and, as far as, you coming in up under, from the apostles on down to the, the elder brothers on down to your, just the leaders amongst Israel. And you realize that they have no respect for them and for the work that they've done in building this spiritual temple, the work that they've put in. And so I was just thinking about it, man. You got to respect other men's labors, because you got to, more have done this. You're not the first one to get this truth. You're not the first one to come in and, begin building or start on this section here. You're not the first one. You're literally building on top of other men's labors. Others have come in before you and started it, and afterwards, you're coming in and you're building up on that, and you have to respect that. All right. And it's a reason behind that, because it takes all of us to build. Okay. When you think about construction and anyone building something, all these men pictured here in this picture, it took all of them to build the particular building that they was building. Okay. And really even more than that, because you got other contractors and things that come in too, that build different sections. All right. But so on this particular project, and the same thing on this project that we're building, which is this spiritual temple, you need a lot of people. A lot of people and when I say a lot of people, it's really a remnant, but you know what I mean. It's more than just one person that's gonna be building. All right. So Yahweh Shai has the blueprint, and he's observing and supervising everything, but then he also sets up a manager up under him, or one who oversees this project, and that's King David or Peter. Okay, but let me just get a couple scriptures on just what I mean. So this is 2 Maccabees chapter 2, verse 23. All these things I say, being declared by Jason of Cyrene in 5 books, we will essay to abridge in 1 volume. Okay, so, and when you look up the word abridge, it means to condense, or basically to condense down without losing its value or without losing the meaning of it. Okay, because think about it. There are multiple, dang near an innumerable amount of books that are actually written, about the different men in the script, the different, men and women too, in the scriptures. But the volume that we have now, because it says, "Lo, I come in the volume of the book that is written to me." I was speaking of Yahweh Shai. The volume of the books that we have now is what is needed for salvation. That doesn't mean that that's all, over, from the beginning of time, that this is all that was written. It means that what we have now is what we need. All right. So it's been abridged to 1 volume. It's been condensed down, but still have that same meaning, that force behind it. All right. Verse 24 says, "For considering the infinite number and the difficulty which they find that desire to look into narrations of the story, for the variety of the matter." All right. So this is something very difficult and labor. This wasn't nothing easy, for the men of the Lord to do, to interpret these visions, to interpret these dreams, to, take up on persecution during the time. This wasn't nothing easy. Okay. And it's the same thing when you're building something. It's not an easy task to build. There's a lot that goes into it. Very intricate and very precise for it to be masterfully built. Okay. Verse 25. "We have been careful, okay, that they that will read may have delight, and that they that are desirous to commit to memory might have ease, and that all into whose hands it comes might have profit. All right. So they was careful to make it easier upon those that come after you to commit it to memory. Those that come after you to build up on it. Because the thing is, okay, the whole point of a project and building everything together is to make everything easier on each other. Yeah, there are harder parts, parts of the project, but then those harder parts of the project should make it easier for the lighter parts of the project to come through. All right, and it's the same thing here. Because just using my spiritual eyes and thinking about it, it can't be an easy task to sit there and literally get all of these visions from the Yahweh Shem Shai, and then interpret them, and then not only interpret them, but write them down. However they wrote them down or had someone write them down for them while they interpreted them, and then also try to formulate the words to describe for the easiest way to understand or comprehend what is being said. Basically, the Spirit of the Lord has been on them in order to do that. All right. Verse 26 says, "Therefore, to us that have taken upon us this painful labor of abridging, it was not easy, but a matter of sweat and watching." You see that? It wasn't easy. It was a laborious task. "Even as it is no ease unto him that prepareth a banquet and seeketh the benefit of others. Yet for the pleasuring of many we will undertake gladly these great pains." So these prophets or these elect men, they took these things on gladly because they knew that the finished project or what the outcome would be way greater than these little short-term pains. All right. And the scriptures even describe as for our light affliction, meaning it's not to even be compared with the kingdom of heaven. All right. Verse 28, "Leaving to the author the exact handling of every particular and laboring to follow the rules of an abridgment." And who is the author? The Most High Yahweh. Okay, he's very particular. Just look out in the earth. Everything is so particular and intricate and so beautifully designed, from the stars to the sun, the moon, the earth, the other planets, down to even each individual blade of grass in your yard. Everything is very particular. Okay. The Most High Yahweh is very exact. He's that master builder. Okay. He's that author. All right. "For as the master builder of a new house must care for the whole building." Okay. Most High cares for the whole building in which he put in charge in your Yahushua. So Yahushua must care for the whole entire building. Okay. We have different sections, that we take care of. You have one that comes in and lay the concrete. Another comes in that brings in different wood. Another comes in, and once they build the outer part of the structure, another comes in and does the plumbing. Another comes in, does the electrician. Another comes in, brings in the insulation. It's all kind of different parts that comes into building. All right, but Yahushua has to oversee or watch the whole thing. Okay, because the Most High Yahweh gave him the blueprint, and Yahushua and the Elohim are putting it forth into action. Okay. "For as the master builder of a new house must care for the whole building, but he that undertaketh to set it out and paint it must seek out fit things for the adorning thereof. Even so, I think it is with us." And that's where we come in. Okay. We must do according to what the blueprint is. We can't go off. You can't build a wall on the east side of the structure and then I come in and say, I don't like that wall right there. I'm just gonna build me one in the middle. Put me a little partition wall here, but that's not in the blueprint. So you're gonna throw everything off. Why would you do that? Okay, you're disrespecting not only other men's labors but also the author. You're disrespecting that. You're saying that what you designed is not good enough. I got a better idea. Okay. To stand upon every point and go over things at large, and to be curious in particulars belongeth to the first author of the story, but to whose brevity and avoid much laboring of the work, meaning you're making it easier, is to be granted to him that will make an abridgment. Okay, you're making it easier for those who are condensing it down. Here then will we begin the story, only adding thus much to that which hath been said, that it is a foolish thing to make a long prologue and to be short in the story itself. Alright, once again, it's a foolish thing to go through all that and then come in and just overturn it, mess it up. It's a foolish thing to originally follow the blueprint and then decide just to make up some shit on your own. Okay, that's why you have to respect other men's labors, but most of all, you're respecting the author. All right, let's get an account of other men's labors. Let's see, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 22. It says, "But if I have found grace before thee, send the Holy Spirit into me, and I shall write all that hath been done in the world since the beginning, which were written in the law, in thy law, that men may find thy path, and that they which will live in the latter days may live." All right. So he was laboring. He said all that he may write all that hath been done in the world since the beginning. So Ezra was given different secrets and different visions, and of the times and the seasons and everything from the beginning. Okay. And he said that they which live in the latter days may live. Okay. So he was committing this labor here so that those who come after him, which will be us in these days, that we may live, that it may be easier for us, because it'll be written down for us to follow. The instructions are there. The blueprint is there. The labor is done. All we got to do is come and build on top of that. And he answered me, saying, Go thy way, gather the people together, and say unto them that they seek thee not for 40 days. But look thou, prepare thee many box trees, and take with thee Sariah, Debriah, Salamiah, Echinas, and Asiel. These 5 which are ready to write swiftly, meaning they ready to write now and ready to write quickly. Okay. And come hither, and I shall light a candle of understanding in thine heart. And in Luke, did not it say, and Yahweh shall open he their understanding, that they might understand the words that was spoken unto them, or that they might understand the scriptures. Yahweh Shah has to light that candle in your mind, all right, in your la'ab, which shall not be put out till the things be performed which thou shalt begin to write. So Ezra had the candle of understanding, and he said it shall not be put out. He had it until these things which be performed. So basically, until these prophecies, until these things were fulfilled, that candle or that understanding would be in his mind. Okay. And when thou hast done some things shalt thou publish, and some things shalt thou show secretly to the wise. Tomorrow this hour shalt thou begin to write. And this is why certain things we talk about, certain things we talk about openly, and certain things we don't. But some things are secrets, or some things are literally just secret to those those who are wise, those with the understanding. All right, because these secrets that Hashem has given is not meant for everyone. Then I went forth as he commanded, and gathered all the people together, and said, Hear these words, O Israel. O Israel, see, we talking to. Our fathers at the beginning were strangers in Egypt, from whence they were delivered, and received the law of life, which they kept not, which ye also have transgressed after them. What is the law of life? Those are law, statutes, and commandments. Okay. Then was the land, even the land of Zion, parted among you by lot, But your fathers and ye yourselves have done unrighteousness, and have not kept the ways which the highest commanded you. And forasmuch as he is a righteous judge, he took from you in time the thing that he had given you. And now are ye here, and your brethren among you. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts, meaning to repent, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. And when shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. Let no man therefore come unto you now, nor seek after me these 40 days. All right, now here we go. So I took the 5 men as he commanded me, and we went into the field and remained there. And the next day, behold, a voice called me, saying, Esdras, open thy mouth and drink that I give thee to drink. Then opened I my mouth, and behold, he reached me a full cup, which was full, as it were with water, but the color of it was like fire. So I'm assuming an orange reddish color was the color of it. All right. And I took it and drank. And when I had drunk of it, my heart uttered understanding, and wisdom grew in my breast, and for my spirit strengthened my memory. All right. Why did it strengthen his memory? Because he had lived before then. He had experienced some of these things in which he was going to be told. Okay. And they would be literally being brought back to his memory. And my mouth was open and shut no more. The highest gave understanding unto 5 men, and they wrote the wonderful visions of the night that they were told, which they knew not. Okay. They sat 40 days, and they wrote in the day, and at night they ate bread. So they didn't eat till the night, which began the next day. It says, as for me, I spake in the day, and I held not my tongue by night. So during that time, Ezra, he was just speaking the whole time, day and night, day and night, day and night, day and night for 40 days. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot on the body. Okay, that's laborers. You're literally speaking visions, interpretations, dreams, all these things for 40 days straight. Secrets. In 40 days, they wrote 204 books. 204 books they wrote, Lord. And it came to pass when the 40 days were fulfilled. When the 40 days were filled, that the highest spake, saying, the first that thou hast written, publish openly, that the worthy and unworthy may read it. But keep the 70 last, that thou mayest deliver them only to such as be wise among the people. For in them is the spring of understanding, the fountain of wisdom, and the stream of knowledge. And I did so. That was a laborer's point in which Ezra had taken there. Okay, you have to respect that. That was part of his building. That was his portion that he was given to help build. All right, this is Luke chapter 6 and 46. It says, and why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say? Whosoever cometh to me and heareth my sayings and do them, I will show you to whom he is like. He is like a man which built an house and dig deep, and laid the foundation on a rock. And when the flood arose, and the stream beat vehemently upon the house, and could not shake it, for it was founded upon a rock. This is the blueprint. Okay, the blueprint is set up on a rock so that it doesn't shake. So follow it. Don't go changing shit around. All right. But he that heareth and doeth not is like a man that without a foundation built an house upon the earth, against which the stream did beat vehemently, and immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great. All right. So if you don't build upon this rock, you don't follow the blueprint, you don't follow the instructions that were given, respect the men's labor who came in before you, the ones that were following the blueprint, he's gonna fall. This is why we must be on one accord. We must be as one. And those that are not, you cut off. Because it's better to enter into the kingdom main, cut that hand off, or without an eye than to go in with it. All right, this is Matthew chapter 16 and verse 18. It says, "And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven. And whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven." All right. So that rock of that solid foundation was built upon Peter. So Yahushua is that master builder who's overseeing everything, but he set up Peter to be the supervisor over the project, over the project. All right. So it's going to start with him. And once again, they have already been building. Okay. We literally just have to enter into their labor and continue. All right. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick too, since I said it. John chapter 4. Let's see. Yep, this is it. John chapter 4, and I'm gonna start at 34. This is it says, "Yahushua saith unto them, My meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work." That's Yahweh, most high Yahweh, because he's the one that sent Yahushua. And this is ultimately his work, the most high. "Say not ye that there are yet 4 months, and then cometh harvest. Behold, I say unto you, lift up your eyes and look on the fields, for they are white, all ready to harvest. And he that reapeth receiveth wages, and gathereth fruit unto life eternal, that both he that soweth and he that reapeth may rejoice together." All right. So it's a process. It's a joint effort. You sow, and you reap. All right. Because the reaper, the ones who is reaping, cannot reap the benefits of the harvest if no one sows the seed. And likewise, if the sower cannot reap the benefits of the harvest if the reaper doesn't reap the harvest. It's a conjoint effort. It's a joint effort in this thing. You have to respect other men's labors. And herein is that saying true: one soweth and another reapeth. I sent you to reap that whereon ye bestowed no labor. Other men labored, and ye are entered into their labors. All right. These men before us, they labored, and we're entering into their labors. Same thing with the apostles on back in the day. They got this truth. The word was given unto them. They filtered it through the scriptures. Went to the libraries. Went and did the research and did all these things, and they have the understanding, the breakdowns, and they're teaching it unto us. So we're in turns entering into their labors, and we're building up on the foundation in which they set, or the labor in which they set. And all we got to do is continue to build. That's how it goes. That's how the building is built. Okay, you don't just come in doing your own thing. You don't just come in just setting up shop. You know what I'm saying? That's ludicrous. That's crazy. All right. And let me see. I want to get this here too. Now that I'm thinking about it. You also want to continue with it. Okay. Let's see. You don't want to stop building either. This is Luke chapter 14, verse 28. "For which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it?" All right. So if you plan on entering into this labor, or entering into this building, or entering into this project, or starting to work on it, count the cost. See what it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you, to leave off things in life. It's going to cost you to detach from the world. It's going to cost you friends and family members and all those kind of things. It's gonna cost you that. It's gonna cost your sons and daughters. It's gonna cost your wives, girlfriends, women, whatever you got. It's going to cost you. Cost your jobs. Okay? Verse 29, least happily after he had laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it began to mock him. It's like, hey, he started with us, but he couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? He was out there, he was out there swinging, trying to get the machine started, man. And he was out there lifting. He's like, man, I can't do this. It just wasn't for him. You're going to be mocked if you can't finish it. All right. Verse 30 saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. All right. That's why you have to count the cost. All right. And that's why you have to respect other men's labors, because when you think about laboring, it's literally laborers doing this. All right. But, like I said, I was just thinking about that, respecting those who came before you, those who are building, especially even those who are building with you, you respect them. Like, not saying have a respect a person when it comes to judgment, but just understanding that, their work helps forward the building of this spiritual temple, just like your work will if you're doing the work. Okay. So, call all Yahweh Shem Al Shai. Hope you're edified. Shalom.